This is it. Opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with my broadcast partners, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg. Opening night and time for our State Farm lineups. First for the Kings. Kobe is out there with Tony Douglas. And at center, it's Marcin Gortat, the 6'11" versatile scorer and finisher, known as the Polish Hammer. Then it's Mike Miller, and it's Ibaka in at the four-man position. And for the Mavericks, Nash out there with J.J. Redick. And at the pivot, a terrific defender and all-around player, the Australian sensation, 7-footer Andrew Bogut. And there's Garcia, and it's Aldridge in at the four.
A beautiful finesse move right there. I mean, you got to love that finger roll finish.
And you have to give the ownership a lot of credit for the Mavs' success over the years, guys. A lot of people may not agree with things he has to say, but you can't argue with the success that he's had. He's spent his money, his resources, he's put a ton of passion and energy into building that franchise, and it's developed into one of the best in the entire league.
Sacramento on defense. Here's Nash, and the rejection by Ibaka. There's Bogut, and that one no good to start him off on the night. And so here's Sacramento. Bryant. That's good with a Douglas assist.
And when you play against him, guys, you know that it's going to be very tough to deny him if he gets in close. So you've got to body him. You can't let him get positioned down by the hoop. Otherwise, he'll just torture you down there.
He's got plenty of sweetener in this game, a little flair in this package. Not a guy you have to call a play for. He can size you up and take you apart.
Right side Aldridge, just 5 on the clock. Jumps up, and Bogut slams it in.
How's that for an encore after the offensive board?
That's the only way he knows how to do it. Monster stuff.
Oh, he makes life miserable down around the paint for anybody who's trying to box him out.
Douglas with it. Backing down is Gortat. Outside, Kobe pulls from the top of the key, and the basket good. You talk about passionate ownership on the sideline, actively involved in crafting the roster and the fan experience. You don't get much better than Dallas. From the top all the way down, it's all about winning and not afraid to push for what's best for the NBA.
And I think he wants the best for his players, too, and that's why, as a player, you've got to love, admire, and respect that. You know that he wants to win just as much as you do, and it's easy to go the extra mile and commit to a team where that's the case coming from ownership.
Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity over Ibaka. Again, the Mavericks score. The Kings trail by 4. Douglas kicks to Kobe. He dishes it to Gortat. Bogut on him. Gortat dishes to Douglas. And it's off from three-point range. The Mavericks have gone 4-7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Here's Bogut. Goes back up. And Gortat with the block. Kicks it to Douglas. Outside, Kobe dishes to Ibaka. Bogut on him. Now the pass to Douglas. A three ball. Gets it to go. Douglas has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Rick Carlisle. Doris?
Knows one of the hardest parts on scoring against this defense has to do with their prolific shot blocker, Serge Ibaka. He told me he's one of those guys who can get in your head a little bit because he's so mobile. You often don't see him coming. And Kevin, you add in his great rebounding and ability to hit from mid-range, and he's always an X-factor for them. Back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And it's Gortat, that time on the assist from Kobe. Gortat's got his first points in this one. The Mavericks leading. First opportunity here in their inaugural game of the season to go up against Sacramento.
And looking back to last year, they won this season series, as you'd probably expect.
Here's Bogut. The shot from the low post is good. Bogut's got his second basket of the night.
You know, those types of high percentage shots, Kevin, should be a big part of what they do going forward.
Kobe passes to Gortat. Let's go. And Ibaka kicks to Gortat. Out to Miller. Kings moving the ball around. Outside, Kobe. Right side, Kobe. There's the dish to Douglas. Ibaka dishes to Gortat. And stolen by Aldridge. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession.
Well, let's take a look at last year's Dallas Mavericks and where they ranked in the NBA. 4th in steals, 8th in lowest turnovers per game. And they were top 10 in free throw percentage. That's always helpful in winning games.
Still, I think the key to their team was the steals that you talked about, because they were a team that put a lot of pressure on the offense. They got out and played the passing lane, tried to force turnovers, and when they did, they usually converted those into points at the other end, and that's one of the reasons they were pretty good.
To touch again on Steve's comment, last year they were a playoff team facing a team that went home at the end of the regular season, and Clark, they took advantage.
Yeah, that to me is what makes a playoff team, Kevin. I mean, beating the teams you should beat and then not having any significant letdown.
Gortat, the pass to Batty. Good. The Mavericks have gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. From the low block, it's blocked. Tries to keep it alive. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Andrew Bogut. And a change for the Kings. Robinson's checked in. They get it again. Here's Nash, and he makes good on the layup. Nash has got his first points of the night.
Yeah, we're now starting to see them get some high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 buckets inside the lane, so they're getting really high percentage looks down there.
Kobe gets a screen from Ibaka. Over Redick. Again, Sacramento.
Boy, what an amazing career Kobe Bryant has had. Last year, he was a close 2nd place in the league in scoring average, passing Shaquille O'Neal to become 5th all-time on the NBA scoring list. And at 34 years of age, Kobe's got a chance to climb that leaderboard even further before it's all said and done.
Battier outside. Kobe against Aldridge. And again, Kobe Bryant. Kobe's got 11 points.
He continues to fill it up. Just 1 miss in his 6 attempts.
Well, going back to Kobe, as he's gotten older, you see him working much more in the post and coming off screens. He's still, Clark, putting up great numbers. Finished 2nd in scoring, in fact, last year. But he's still doing it a little bit differently than he did when he was a younger man.
Well, Kevin, he said he's not going to hang around past his prime, but he's doing everything he can to make adjustments to extend his prime.
The Kings have gone 8 of 12 on field goal attempts so far. Battier cannot hit. Got a piece of it. Mavericks shooting at a nice 53% rate to start the game. They are sticking to the campaign. Garcia. Here's Redick. And it's out of bounds to the Mavericks as Dallas retains possession. And while we can, here's a look at the teams that had the fastest hands in the league last season. The Mavericks 4th. 5th best, the Kings.
Both these teams were really good defensively a year ago, and that showed up in those steals numbers.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Spencer Hawes is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Hansbrough comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Jordan Hamilton's checked in for Francisco Garcia. And it's Bogan's in for J.J. Redick. But he gets it back. Here's Hansbrough. Well, it was only a matter of time that they finally get the bucket. Hansbrough's got his first points of the game. Kobe kicks to Cephalosha. Back to Kobe. Left side, Kobe. Tips it back in.
It's still early, but so far they've set the tone here with their rebound.
Yeah, big margin for them early. They've been dominant on the glass.
Nash against Robinson. Nash kicks to Hansbrough. Out to Nash. Feeds it to Hamilton. Shot clock at 4. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
Last season was the 6th straight, Kevin, where the Kings failed to make the playoffs, and really they haven't been in postseason contention for any of those 6 years.
Sefolosha kicks to Kobe. Another 3 for Sacramento.
What a quarter for him, and with this lead, I mean, they might as well just ride him the rest of the night.
Nash kicks to Bogan. Nash outside. Six on the shot clock. Hamilton. Here's Hansbrough. Good on the shot. Hansbrough's got his second bucket of the night.
Good defense, but you gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
The feed now to Morris. Bobs the alley-oop pass. Out of bounds. Dallas will take possession. You're right, 6 years, but it seems much longer than that for some reason, doesn't it, for the Kings? They're so used to making the playoffs in the years leading up to this drought.
Well, prior to that, Kevin, they had made the playoffs 8 consecutive years before this 6-year drought. So, boy, it's been a strange run for Sacramento. Some ups and downs, and let's hope they can get this thing turned back in the right direction.
The shot's good from McGee.
Well, you're not going to get a more high-quality look than that. Terrific offensive rebound there.
Now, here's Joseph, guarded by Blake. He feeds it to Garcia. He kicks it to Sanders. Good. Sanders has got his first basket of the night.
Right out of the gate, just filling it up.
Both teams are, guys. I mean, points coming fast and furious.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Mavericks lead by 1.
Tune in next Wednesday. The Atlanta Hawks go up against the Los Angeles Lakers. Live from Staples Center. Make sure to catch it.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
Always a pleasure to have you with us. The season officially underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Boy, the offense has been so smooth. Everybody working together, and you can tell they're getting good shots pretty much every time down.
Yeah, they're a well-oiled machine there. I mean, they keep the ball moving, they keep themselves moving, and as a result, they're piling up the points.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Kevin, Kobe Bryant, of course, is one of the league's true superstars. It's interesting. When asked what the greatest compliment someone could give him about his game, he said that I'm a blue-collar type of player. With all the talent and the artistry or flair and whatever it may be, the thing that I really pride myself on is the fact that I play hard, and I play like the 12th guy on the bench. Easier to coach your team when you've got Kobe Bryant, guys.
A little insight into his legendary work ethic. Much appreciated, Doris. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Pass to Nash. Lets it go with the 3. Serge Ibaka pulls it in. The Kings trailing.
Well, if you're a basketball fan, you remember Keith Smart hitting the game-winning jump shot for Indiana back in the 1987 Final Four, and went on to have a long career as an assistant coach in the league, and now doing a nice job as the main man in Sacramento.
Short, and the rejection by Ibaka. Passes it to Douglas. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line. And Coach Smart likes to keep in touch with his players off the court using text messaging. Check in with them often.
Well, that's the way you got to do it these days. I mean, you know, you got to take advantage of modern technology and be able to relate to your players, whether it's, you know, online social networking or whatever it is. I mean, you've got to be able to connect with your players as a coach on some level, and that's a good way for Coach Smart to do it.
Three-pointer. No good from Hamilton.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Miller dishes to Kobe. Gortat, the pass to Douglas. Good ball movement here by the Kings. Gortat with a screen on Hamilton. And here's Miller outside. Offensive rebound. Out to Kobe. From past the arc. And that one's good. Kobe's got 19 points.
Maybe that'll get him going here in the second quarter. He already knocked down 2 in the first. You know, I heard an interview with Kobe. They asked him when he knew he was special at basketball. And he said he scored 60 points in a game back when he was 6 years old. 60.
Mavericks making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. And the Kings will go for a different look here. JaVale McGee's checked in for Gortat. Battier comes in for Serge Ibaka. Thabo Sefolosha is checked in for Mike Miller. And Nate Robinson is subbed in for Tony Douglas. Here's Aldridge. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And Steve, Kobe obsessive about the game at a young age. Even at 6 years of age, he was already focused on developing his left hand. You know, his dad played in the NBA for such a long time, guided him along, grew up basically in Italy where his dad was coaching pro basketball. Clark, he was exposed to so much, but obviously from a very early age, he was very focused.
Well, Joe Jellybean Bryant, his dad, who played a long time in the NBA, 9+ years, and then another 7 in Europe or so. So he's been around the game and has grown up in what has been the family business for Kobe. Well, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
14 feet away. Dallas again missing. Kings leading now by 4. Sefolosha kicks to Kobe. Down goes the slam.
The defense just couldn't recover in time.
Yeah, the D pretty much went brain neutral on that one, Clark. Wouldn't
yes,
you?
Sir. I like that phrase.
Yeah, I don't use that phrase very often, but to me, that's what happened. He shifted the brain into neutral.
Yes, he did.
That was embarrassing.
Here's Aldridge. And he drops it in following the offensive rebound. Aldridge has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
You know, and I think it goes without saying, guys, but his strength and body control scoring in close, that's what makes him special. You can see it with the shooting percentages inside. I mean, he's a tremendous finisher.
And, Steve, he's a great post scorer. I mean, he's got moves and counter moves, excellent footwork and balance. He really knows how to get his points down low. You typically get a bit of a grace period as an organization after you win an NBA title. And I can imagine the Mavs would have liked to have done better against the Thunder in last year's playoffs.
Yeah, getting swept did not taste good. For 3, Kobe, and another 3 for Sacramento.
Wow, 4 here in the first half. They're going to need to do something different on defense to trap this guy and lock him up.
And Joseph kicks to Garcia. He dishes it to Aldridge. Feeds away. Aldridge can't get that one to fall. Clark, as you mentioned with the Mavs, no team likes to go one and done in the postseason. That's exactly what happened to them, especially when you know some of your stars are aging. And they've got some age here right now.
Yeah, but they've got some house money to play with, Kevin, because of that championship the season before. But you know, Dallas is now in a transition phase. They knew their stars were getting older, so they had a pretty good draft this past summer. Now it's a time to move forward to the next era of Mavs basketball.
Now that we have a chance, let's go to the 2K leaderboard and reveal last season's top shot blockers. Serge Ibaka, number 1. Second, JaVale McGee.
You know, between the two of them, these guys denied an awful lot of opportunities for their opponents. I mean, they did a terrific job of denying shots and protecting the paint.
Mavericks trailed by 10. Now Joseph kicks it to Garcia. Dishes it to Joseph. He passes to Garcia. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by the Kings. The pass to Battier. From the arc. But they'll get another chance. Kobe kicks to Robinson. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist. And the Kings lead by 12.
That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket.
Now, here's Joseph. Defense right on him. Aldridge. The dish now to Joseph. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Joseph's got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, they are really getting chewed up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. I mean, you can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket.
Robinson for 3. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. Kobe's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And Joseph kicks to Bogans. Feeds it to Aldridge. Lets it go from the wing. Aldridge can't get that one to fall. Kings leading now by 13. The feed to Cephalosha. Outside Robinson. Good ball movement here by the Kings. Battier sets the pick for Kobe. He kicks it to Battier. He feeds it to Robinson. Shot clock at 5. McGee outside for Robinson. From deep. Bogans grabs the miss. The Mavericks shooting from the field. 44%, not bad. Garcia with the ball. Picked up by Battier. Bogans kicks to Joseph. Ball's not loose. Pause the pass to Bogans. Pass to Garcia. Over Bryant. They get it back. And Aldridge slams it in.
You know, once he corralled that rebound, he was in just the right spot to power it back down.
You can see it coming too, Grinch.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that was going to be a simple little putback. He saw the angle, and he gave it a little something extra.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Hawes. Sanders comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. J.J. Redick's checked in for Keith Bogans. And it's Nash in for Corey Joseph. And Ibaka slams it in. Mavericks trailed by 13. Nash outside. He dishes it to Redick. Back to Nash. Dishes to Garcia. Shot clock at 6. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. And the Mavericks with some changes. Bogut comes in for Larry Sanders. And Jordan Hamilton subbed in for Francisco Garcia. The Kings also with the sub. Steve Blake's checked in for Kobe. Nash. Snatched up. And Bogut slams it in.
You know, for a guy his size, he doesn't play above the rim very often like he did on that slam.
Still got some power behind him, though.
Yeah, I mean, you let him get in close like that, he'll throw one down hard on you.
Back to Robinson. Fires top of the key. And that one's good. Robinson's got 7.
And he's starting to pick things up here after a tough first quarter.
Nash kicks to Hamilton. He's looking for Jordan and finds him. Shoots over Gortat. Tries again. Jordan dishes to Nash. Bogut the pass to Hamilton. Pass to Jordan. Back to Hamilton. Over Blake. Here's Jordan, and he slams it in one-handed.
You could see that dunk coming a mile away. Anytime he gets in that close to the bucket, it's all over.
Back to Robinson. Kicks it to Gortat. He's against Jordan. The jump hook, and that one's good by Gortat. Gortat's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
Kept alive. Kick out to Hamilton. He passes it to Bogut. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession. Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Dallas. Garcia comes in for Jordan Hamilton. And then for Sacramento, Markieff Morris is checked in for Gortat. Battier comes in for Steven Jackson. And Thabo Cephalosha subbed in for Steve Blake. Cephalosha kicks to Robinson. It's the three-point bomb. Robinson's got 10 points in the game.
That's his second shot from long range in this quarter, so he's starting to roll.
The pass to Redick. Beyond the arc. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assist. Nash has got his 5th assist in this one.
Well, it didn't take long to get those 3 points back.
Nope, an immediate answer right there. Right back at you.
Cephalosha kicks to Battier. Shoots over Garcia. Battier cannot hit. And here's Nash. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. That'll do it for the first half. Kings ahead. They lead by 13.
Now, presented by Sprint.
With a few games of the new season already under our belt, We're back in the NBA groove. This is 2K Sports. The Sacramento Kings ahead against Dallas. Offensively, they've been in a zone. A lot of great team play, providing looks from all over the floor. Kobe Bryant, huge impact. High percentage looks in the first half. Amazing work from the field, shooting in the high 60s. That's big-time bucket buying. And on the other side, Dallas just keeps on scrapping. A young NBA season. They're looking to climb over 500 with a win here. LaMarcus Aldridge, a big impact in this one. He's got 10 points and also collected 4 rebounds. And that's all there is to it. Thanks so much for spending halftime with me. Now it's time to send you back out to the start of the third quarter.
And welcome back, 2K Sports presentation of the NBA. What a season in store for us.
Kobe having just a fantastic game. He's got 24 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those three-point shots.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, he is using the long-range jumper to deadly effect, Clark.
There's the dish to Nash. Over Bryant, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. Second, Steve Nash.
He was one of the best distributors of the basketball all season long and was really one of his team's bright spots a year ago.
Kings leading now by 13.
Sacramento might be called the Kings, but they were anything but regal or royal when they headed out on the road. I mean, last season just brutal for them in unfriendly territory.
Feeds it to Garcia. Gortat with the steal. Kobe kicks to Douglas. That's good, and it's Kobe with the assist. Kobe's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Kevin, great finish on the low block. I love it.
We look back at the road record for the Kings. Last year, Steve, 6-27 for them. And they just had a very difficult time finding ways to win and score on the road.
Well, Sacramento's defense was awful last year, Kevin. No way to get around that. And when you don't play defense, you're not going to win on the road. It's too difficult. So that's the biggest thing, I think, heading into this season and looking beyond. Shoring up that defense will give them a better opportunity to win away from home.
Shots good by Ibaka.
He got that one, but he hasn't been producing the way we're accustomed to. He needs to look for a shot a bit more.
And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the third.
Here we go, Steve.
Nash against Kobe. Nash dishes to Redick. 5 on the clock. Aldridge gets a screen from Nash. And that one's good by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 12 points in the game.
And did you see the pick there? Got him wide open all the way to the rim.
Nash against Kobe. Back to Gortat. Ibaka right side. He goes up, and the dunk by Kobe.
They're just getting better offensively as the game goes along, making good choices and getting high percentage shots.
And they're playing hard and playing smart too, Steve. They've just been very, very good.
Dallas calls timeout.
You know, the West can be a real difficult conference to navigate. And even though they were coming off a title run, the Mavericks had a lot of trouble finishing over 500 within the conference.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Aldridge, defended by Ibaka. So the whistle blows on the shot with 2 free throws for the contact right there. And you see it with the West. The first step is just to make it into the playoffs. Mavs did. And once there, they felt that anything can happen. Unfortunately, they got swept. But, Steve, I guess that was the thing about last year, just getting healthy into the playoff picture.
Yeah, but what was interesting about that sweep against Oklahoma City, Kevin, was that Dallas really should have won the first 2 games on the road in Oklahoma City. But close games, close losses, and then everything sort of slipped away from there.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Douglas, the pass to Kobe. And Gortat kicks to Douglas. The feed to Ibaka. Aldridge on him. Gortat takes it up for the stuff.
And that's exactly what you call a high percentage hoop there.
Sure is.
The one-handed throwdown. Gotta love it.
Nash with it. Picked up by Kobe. Now here is Garcia. He's guarded closely. Nash kicks to Garcia. Lock at 6. In low to Bogut. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Went for the two-hand throwdown there. Needed safety and power.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
No, nothing fancy, but he finished with force.
Gortat dishes to Kobe. Up top the bucket. Back to Kobe. He kicks to Gortat. He feeds it to Miller. Passes it to Kobe. And stolen by Nash. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Nash has got the ball. Over Miller. Nash's shot is off.
He may want to start spreading the ball around a little bit. His shot is off right now.
Well, it is absolutely remarkable how Steve Nash has been able to maintain his athleticism at his age. I mean, I think it's a testament to great dedication to conditioning and nutrition. He actually says that he's quicker now than he was as a rookie back in '96, and I don't find that hard to believe because he was heavier. He transformed his whole body from the time he came into the league until now.
He's had to because of the back issue and other things. And here's Kobe for 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. A ways to get back into it, but they've got some time.
He is to avoid mistakes and make each possession count.
Yeah, and I think the tendency can be to really rush or push the game a little bit. I think they need to avoid that.
That's good. Douglas has got 4 points in the quarter. The Mavericks have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. And Steve Nash, not the run and jump athlete, Steve, we so often think of in the NBA, but it's his balance and his agility. And when you were running the Phoenix Suns, you saw it firsthand.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think there was a player in the league with better core strength than Steve Nash. Just the balance, the conditioning. He works so hard constantly on his game. And on his body. It's one of the reasons why he's been able to stand the test of time and be so good for such a long period of time.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Aldridge. And Jordan Hamilton subbed in for Francisco Garcia. Redick passes to Hamilton. Battier with the steal. Now here's Jackson. Looking for his first bucket of the game. Here is Robinson. Back to Jackson. Just 5 to shoot. Robinson for 3. No luck. Now the Mavericks take it the other way.
And Rick Carlisle, head coach of the Mavericks, actually coached previously in Detroit and Indiana. And, he won the Coach of the Year in his very first season as a head coach, 2002 with Detroit.
Sefolosha kicks to Battier. Jackson. He dishes it to Robinson. Dishes it to Sefolosha. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Sefolosha's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And going back to Rick Carlisle's time in Detroit, he'd gotten him as far as the conference finals in his second season, but was shown the door just prior to their championship year in 2004.
Yeah, the Pistons won the title the next year, so a move that obviously was justified, but a strange move nonetheless. Rick Carlisle had plenty of success, but that's the NBA. Coaches get blamed for everything, and to Carlisle's credit, he just moved on, kept working, and has had tremendous success ever since.
Redick dishes to Hamilton. Over Jackson. They get the rebound. Pass to Hamilton. And blocked. Now here is Sefolosha, guarded by Jordan. Jackson passes to Sefolosha. Battier kicks to Robinson. Kings moving the ball around. Sefolosha. Here's McGee. Straight up. Jams it with the board.
He he spoke loud on making a statement that play.
Yeah, that was brute force, battling for the offensive board, then taking it right back up there.
That's just all about strength and energy, guys.
They need this. It's good on the putback. Jordan's got 6.
It seems like they're living off these second chance opportunities.
Yeah, they'd probably prefer to just make the initial shot, but if they keep getting these offensive rebounds, I don't think they're going to worry about it too much as long as they get the points.
A different look for Dallas. Spencer Hawes is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Aldridge comes in for Andrew Bogut. And it's Garcia in for Jordan Hamilton. Miller kicks to Kobe. Lets it go from deep, and that is good. Kobe's got 29.
9 straight points for them off of wide open looks from deep. Something has to change for this deep.
Yeah, they're just giving up too many easy shots out there. They've got to close out harder, get a hand up, make him put it on the floor.
Here's Hawes using his post move to get the 2 points.
And defensively, you've got to try to keep the ball on the perimeter.
Yeah, he's not going to miss those, not often anyway. The defense has to muscle up and deny him that position to have a chance.
They double team Kobe. Kicks to Douglas. Back to Kobe. Fires from deep. Another 3 for Sacramento.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do when a team gets this hot from three-point land.
All you can really do is hope that they cool off. I mean, the way it's going for them in the second half here, I don't see any sign of that happening.
Nash dishes to Aldridge. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Aldridge has got 6 in the quarter.
That's 4 of their last 5 buckets now coming in the paint area.
They're in attack mode right now, barreling in there with bad man intentions.
Rejected by Kobe. Douglas with it. He's got 9. Back to Miller. The pass to Kobe. He passes to Douglas. Launches it. Here's Gortat, and he converts the layup. Gortat's got 10 points in the game.
Well, it's been nice, efficient work, guys, that he's been doing. I mean, we haven't seen him take many bad shots, and that's the sign of a mature, poised player.
Read it. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists. Nash has got assist number 8 here in this one already. Kings leading now by 15. Kobe goes in and uses both hands to jam it in.
You know, it's really the kind of game you expect from him, guys. I mean, extremely efficient, taking a lot of good shots.
Nash kicks to Garcia. Here's the 3. No one. And here's Miller outside. Oh, he knocks it in. A beautiful buzzer beater.
Just in time.
Well, he just throws up a prayer and it gets answered.
And those kind of shots are such a big lift for any team going into a break.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Kings ahead, delivering the blowout. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center.
Coming up next Tuesday, the Los Angeles Clippers take on the Golden State Warriors. You don't want to miss it.
The Kings shooting so well, 63%, the offense working as one cohesive unit. Kobe passes to Battier. Now here is Cephalosha, guarded by Garcia. Kobe kicks to Cephalosha, and that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Nash dishes to Redick from outside the arc. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. Nash has got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Now here is Cephalosha. T right on him. Robinson passes to Cephalosha. Wants to get it to Robinson and does. For 3, Kobe. Rebound by Garcia. Garcia's got 4 rebounds now tonight. The dish to Redick. Good look. Good, and the assist goes to Nash.
No question about it, guys. He's been one of their best performers today.
outside Robinson. Cephalosha kicks to Robinson. Mavericks with the rebound. Redick's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Feeds to Garcia. Morris with the rebound.
That's a shot he's got to hit. I mean, you don't get too many better looks from that range.
It's stolen by Hansbrough. Here's Redick. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assist. Nash has got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him. Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
You know, Steve Nash is one of the most amazing stories ever in the NBA in terms of late career success. I mean, we're talking about a player who didn't make his first All-Star game until he was 27, and yet in his 30s he won 2 league MVPs and was back in the All-Star game last season again.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. And LaMarcus Aldridge is subbed in for Tyler Hansbrough. And then for Sacramento, Serge Ibaka has checked in for Battier. Miller comes in for Cephalosha. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Nate Robinson. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kev, Keith Smart was just going over the plan with his team. He was highly animated when he was talking to them, telling them this is going to be a huge win for us. When we close this out, it will go a long way towards showing the rest of the league what we're capable of.
Here's Bogut, dunked hard with one hand.
This is Kevin Harlan, reached up high and brought it down hard.
Well, that's how you do the dunk, that's for darn sure.
And that's how you call him, commentator.
You guys are crazy.
And you know, again, going back to Steve Nash, he's 38 years old, and last season, guys, he shot 53% from the field, averaged around 11 assists a game. I mean, statistically, that's as effective as he's ever been in his Hall of Fame career. It's absolutely mind-blowing that he's playing at that level at this age.
Let's see what the Dallas Mavericks have coming up. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game, and that game is the second of 2 straight at home.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how that Memphis game turns out.
Aldridge dishes to Nash. Defended by Douglas. Nash kicks to Aldridge. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
Well, the thing I think people admire about him is that he's able to drop the 3 ball seemingly effortlessly. It's almost like second nature to him.
Yeah, it's natural. It's certainly not something he thinks about. I love the stroke on his shot from long range, and you certainly know something about that from his fingertips to nylon. Smooth sail.
And Garcia kicks to Aldridge. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Chance to check out the Sacramento Kings' upcoming schedule. Their next game is at the Rockets Arena in Houston for a game with the Rockets. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Bogut the pass to Nash. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Well, they're pulling closer every possession, really playing well now.
Well, they've ratcheted it up a bit here. I mean, expending a lot of energy, but you know what? They're back in it now.
Douglas dishes to Kobe. And there's the feed to Douglas. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist. And the Kings lead by 13.
That's his first 3-pointer of the half. Remember, he did make one in the first half as well.
Aldridge backing in. The high post shot. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. They led the game at 1 point by 20. They can look forward to the Rockets Arena after this matchup to take on Houston. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
And no doubt the Houston fans really want to see their Rockets take that one. That's a good matchup there. And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. Foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
And the Kings making a change here. Gortat's checked in.
Because the Kings had the athletes to get up and down the floor, that's what they tried to do last season, run and gun with teams. And, you know, it makes sense when you consider their personnel and the youth of that team.
No good from Bogut. Kings leading now by 14. Here's Douglas. There's the block.
It's been a struggle for him offensively tonight, and they'd love to have his production out there.
Knocks it loose. And now, running up the court, Douglas. Oh, look out!
He's definitely showing some real sweet dunking skills here.
Are you kidding me? Oh, my gosh. What a play.
Yeah, that was spectacular.
And that replay sponsored by Sprite, giving us a great look at that one. And Nash, here we go. Rejected by Ibaka. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. JaVale McGee's checked in for the Kings. Aldridge left side. Back to Nash. He kicks to Garcia. Just 4 to shoot. Over Ibaka. Dallas, no good that time either.
Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on. He's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
I like that foul. You don't want to give up an easy 2 in transition.
No, you don't want to give up a layup. Make him earn them from the stripe, and maybe you get a break and he makes only one of the free throws or misses them both.
Mike Miller's checked in for JaVale McGee. The free throw drops from Ibaka.
I tell you, last year was an interesting season for the Dallas Mavericks. I thought Rick Carlisle did his best to parse out minutes and try to get guys rest. They did have an older roster, particularly with guys like Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Kidd, Vince Carter. But it was a tough thing to overcome. They never really could build the momentum that they had found in years prior.
Kobe kicks to Ibaka. Back to Kobe. He feeds it to Miller. Back to Kobe. Shoots the 3. Gets it to go. Kobe's got 39. Well, back to the Mavs a second. You know, when you have a team like that is aging, you know, you put them in a compacted season, a lot of games in a very short window, that normally would not bode well for them.
No, it wouldn't, and they'll play more games this year, but overall I think they'll be better off with more days to rest in between. As a matter of fact, I would love to see the length of the season go back to normal, but the games stay at 60-67.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be awesome.
You'd have great practices, better coaching, fresher athletes. I mean, even the commissioner agreed with you on that.
I think that would be awesome if somehow you could make that happen.
Off the pick, again, Sacramento.
Tell you what, to be successful, this team needs his scoring, and they're really counting on him.
Nash against Kobe. Nash right side. Back to Aldridge. No good. Ibaka with some nice D.
And they're struggling a little bit on the glass. They've got to pick up their physical play in the paint.
Yeah, it's about being tougher and more physical, just as you said, Steve. If they can do that better, they've got a chance to come back.
Douglas can't hit.
Nothing's working for him here. He's just really struggling to find the basket.
Here's Redick. That drops. Redick's got 23 points.
Boy, a nice little trend developing here, fellas. I mean, that's 8 of their last 10 from inside the paint.
Yeah, they're getting high percentage looks down there. Their offense is really clicking. I don't see why they wouldn't just continue to pound the ball inside.
And the Kings making a change here. Cephalosha's checked in. Kings leading now by 17. Kobe passes to Cephalosha. Back to Kobe. Ibaka. Aldridge is covering. And Ibaka kicks to Gortat. Shoots. Hits the jump hook. And the Mavericks call time here.
Very sad to see where the Sacramento franchise has gone kind of the last 4 or 5 seasons, guys. Remember the heyday back in the early 2000s when they had Vlade Divac, Mike Bibby, Stojakovic, and they filled up the building every night back then. We'll see if they can ultimately get it rolling again here in Sacramento.
Kobe kicks to Gortat. That's good, and it's Kobe with the assist. And the Kings lead by 21. Nash against Kobe. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Nash. Aldridge dishes to Redick. Back to Aldridge. Wide open look. Gets the bucket. Aldridge has got 4 points in the quarter. Steve, that old team you were talking about, those old Kings teams, that was incredible how they played. In fact, I remember the commissioner, Clark David Stern, said, we would love if the entire league played with that kind of flair and flamboyance and passion that Kings team of that era played with. They were so fun to watch.
They really were, Kev. One of my favorite teams, the way they played. They came close to knocking off the Lakers in the Western Finals, and they really were one of my favorite teams to watch. It shows, Kevin, that you can have and sustain a winning team in a small market like Sacramento. Well, starting last season, a new method for composing the players for the Rising Stars Challenge. Instead of rookies versus sophomores, you have teams selected from each group, and I really like that. And they're going to stick with it again this season.
Nash with it. Picked up by Kobe. Passes to Garcia. Over Miller. Garcia can't get it to go.
Yeah, he's struggled with his shot this quarter, and he's got to find a groove somehow.
Gortat misses. I think the original intent of mixing up the teams with rookies and sophomores was to increase the competition, but Steve, last season's game wasn't all that close.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the composition of the game really matters as much as just how hard they're going to compete. You know, unlike the All-Star game where guys really get after it, you know, this game, this rookie-sophomore game has traditionally been a non-competitive game, kind of an exhibition-style game, and I wish guys would play a little harder. Nice offensive play there, and this one's pretty much in the books, guys.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? It was a very good showing from them to come away with the win. I was very impressed.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. And the Kings will go for a different look here. JaVale McGee's checked in for Gortat. Markieff Morris comes in for Serge Ibaka. Tony Douglas is checked in for Sefolosha. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Kobe.
Now, they probably needed more of this earlier, guys. I don't think there's enough time left to get back into the game.
Guys, this is really a case of too little too late, but at least it gives them something to work off of going into the next game.
That's good.
Yeah, that should definitely do it. Now it's starting to get out of hand.
Yeah, they're not just running to the finish line. They're running through the finish line right here. They're piling it on a bit.
Dallas moving it around. Bogans defended by Douglas. Here's Hamilton. Offensive rebound. Jordan the pass to Hamilton. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. The second chance effort goes right up and finished off by Sanders.
Boy, that kind of hustle you just love to see.
And it gets his teammates fired up.
Yeah, especially with the powerful slam to finish things off.
And there's Miller, good that time on the assist by Blake.
And this one is just about over. It's going to be an easy win for them in the end.
Yep, I think they can just about put this one on cruise control for the last few seconds here.
Here's Douglas. Nope. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game.